This is the video review for Transformers Dark of the Moon Laserbeaks. He's really cool. If you don't like that, then something's wrong with you, because this is some serious fudging poo-poo right here. And if you're gonna hate on Laserbeak, then feel free to vacuum my Richard Nixons, because this stuff he's kind of super awesome in vehicle mode. So stop female dogging about it. Anyway, enough of that happy poo-poo. Here is Laserbeak. He is some sort of vertical takeoff turbine. You can see the individual turbines spin, which is kind of cool. But an attack assault craft with the guns underneath, the tail. And he's really kind of cool, like a little plane or something. Now, whether he turns into this in the movie or not, I don't know, because we've only seen him a brief shot from behind in bird mode, and he didn't look like he was big enough to really turn into a like a pilotable craft. He didn't look like this is supposed to be a cockpit up here, and this may just be a vehicle mode given to him to give him a vehicle mode, kind of like Ravage. But the vehicle mode is nice. I like the way the guns hang underneath it. I do wish there was a little something more to be done about the feet that fold up under there, but all in all, his vehicle mode's like a nice little jet with some big ass guns, some big mule guns, I should say. I'm doing a lot of little in jokes here because it's funny to me, at least. Now this gun is just normal as it is. It's kind of a little machine gun, chain gun with the mech tech port on it. I mean, you can attach him underneath his legs. You can attach him up above his wings, and above his wings. He also has mech tech ports on the bottom of his feet, but we'll get to those in a minute. But this gun here, when you push this piece forward, like when you have it all the way back, it's a machine gun. But when you flip it forward, it kind of has a Cybertronian energy weapon type barrel. You can see it rotates around as you slide that forward and back. But you can take the two guns together and combine them. It's like this? No. Hey, here you go. You put it in like this. Push that barrel in, and then this little tab locks in, and you have a big, long Cybertronian rifle. This is off a gear, it looks like. But yeah, you get a nice long mech tech rifle. Kind of like Starscream's, how Starscream combined, but a little bit more elegant. I like this combination better than Starscream's giant, massive sword blade thing. So there's that. I do wish maybe this piece didn't. I understand why it did. The groove had to go that far, but I would like it if they were both like identical looking guns, and they're close. But it would be neater if they were identical and then combined to form the combined weapon. But oh well. I'm a sucker for symmetry. That's really all that is. Now on to Laserbeak, or Buzzsaw, or Condor, or whatever they're going to call him himself. Now you can start back here, attach the tail. Now you can see he's got this jointed tail here, and then you fold this piece down and around and hold the little hook piece back up. You can actually fold it under like that. But he's got a jointed tail with a hook thing on it, which is okay, I guess. You open up these panels right here, and that reveals a line of spikes down his back. Bring the legs down and around. Here like this, and flip these little feather pieces back like that, and then bring the foot down and out and forward and flip out his heel. Now his heel also is a mech tech port, which means conceivably you could plug him into like Megatron's arm or Shockwave's arm. You could plug that into a mech tech port and have him sit on somebody's arm, which is kind of cool. Like here's Bumblebee. You could plug his heel into his arm, and while he is kind of big for it, obviously Bumblebee's arm doesn't really support it, but no, oh, actually, look at that. So see, you can actually plug his heel into the mech tech port on the arm and have larger characters hold Laserbeak when he's fully transformed, which he is not yet. But yeah, flip the feet down. And then you want to lift the whole, flip this forward, lift this whole body up, and then extend this whole neck out. And then flip this piece under like that, all the way up into the body, close that again. Oh, there's also a MechTech port there underneath his cockpit I forgot to show off. That comes down like that and plugs in right there. And that's where he gets his weird head. Now he's got what appears to be several eyes in the middle of his head, as well as 2 slit eyes on the side. He kind of looks like a turkey now. He does have his jaw here does move, which is kind of cool. But yeah, really weird looking head. Bring the feet down, and then the wings. And this is where it's kind of cool. Right here, you lift up this top piece, and you flip this around, and then you bring this piece down and out, and then, like I said, flip that up, and then flip the wing out, and then close this back up again. When you line it up right, you can flip. There you go. He's got a really cool flip out wing. You see, like, there's the wing versus the turbine. And they do rotate to various degrees. I mean, you actually can do a whole 360 with it if you want. And if you want, you can use the tail to support him. You might need to for some poses. But he does stand actually fairly well, at least without the guns. He does stand fairly well on his own. And just like before, like I said, you can attach the guns above or underneath his wings. If you want to have him more of a G1 weapon look, you can put the guns on top of his wings there and give him his little wing cannons. Although again, that does add some significant weight to him. And like I said, you can still get him to stand, but it is a little bit more of a balancing act with the guns on the wings than without. So overall, there's some neat stuff going on here with Laserbeak, Condor, or whatever you want to call him. There's some neat design elements. There's some neat transformation elements. Overall, I think he's kind of a mishmash. And he's a little weak. I'm not a real big fan of the head design. Yeah, you can see here's a balancing issue. You can, if you want, you can collapse the feet up into the thing, give him a little bigger. You can look like he's got big legs, but it does give him a little bit more solidity in bird mode to have the feet collapsed up into the leg. Overall, I'm not a huge fan of. I kind of like the jet mode. It definitely grew on me once I figured out how to fold everything up properly, and I kind of like it. I like the jet mode. The bird mode, he looked cooler in the trailer, I gotta say. I think the bare red plastic, I think maybe had they done more of a burnished red like they did on these pieces to kind of hide them in vehicle mode, had they done a little bit more of a silver overspray on the wings and the turbines and the red pieces, I think it would look a little better. And as it is, the red just really stands out once you fold all those pieces out. But the transformation's actually fairly neat, and neater than I was expecting it to be. I'm just not a huge fan of the end result of the bird mode, and a lot of it honestly is, like I said, if they toned down some of the red and maybe redesigned the head a little bit, I'm just not real big fan of this head. It looks almost, honestly, it kind of looks like if you take away the giant googly eyes, he looks kind of like Skylinks, and maybe that's part of what's throwing me off. But I love his MechTech weapon. So that's a plus for him. And like I said, his vehicle mode's kind of cool. It's just I'm not a real big fan of his bird mode. I love the fact that you can actually plug him into bigger robots and have him sit on their arms. So there you have it. Dark of the Moon Deluxe Laserbeaks.